Today we'll be talking about scaling in and scaling out and why I don't go all in. Hello, good people. I'm Chris. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get to it. What are the biggest mistakes investors make in going all in or all out? So I do not operate that way, right? So I scale in and I scale out. Why I don't go all in? Markets are uncertain. And that's just the way it is, people, right? That's just the way it is. Got to respect that, right? Timing is never perfect. And when timing is perfect, you won't know until after the fact, right? So that's why time in the market beats trying to time the market. Conviction doesn't remove risk. Macro conditions shift. Now, I'm a big believer on my conviction after I've done my research. But the fact of the matter is conviction doesn't remove risk, right? So, confidence without flexibility becomes fragility. Let me say that again. Confidence without flexibility becomes fragility. That's why we have to be prepared to pivot when necessary, right? Got a little thirsty there. So scaling in simply is enter in portions, right? Entering into your positions in portions, right? Not going all in at once. Not like I got $1,000 and I want to go all in at one time. Nah, that's not wisdom unless you've done your research and that stock or that crypto is now at a wild price. If it's a wild entry price, I may go in kind of heavy. But if you're new to the game, if you haven't done no research, if you don't know what a wild price is, and you just jumping in because that's what everybody else is doing, then you probably don't want to go all in at one time, right? So allow room for adjustment. The market will move up and down like a heartbeat, so you got to allow room for adjustment. Reduce emotional pressure. Improve average entry over time. So, when there's a dip in the market, you want to go in a little bit heavier than what you've been normally doing every week because you want to start trying to buy your average down, right? So that's how you improve your average. All right. So scaling out, scaling out, take profit in waves. Nobody needs anybody else's permission to take profit out of your position, to take profit out of your portfolio. It's important that you realize and know that you are the CEO of your own portfolio. Matter of fact, you are the CEO of your 401k. Even though you may have a financial advisor overseeing your 401k, you are still the CEO. That advisor works for you. You can call them up at any time, and have them rebalance your portfolio or have them whatever changes you want to make because you are the CEO of your own portfolio. If you choose not to be involved and let the financial advisor do everything as they freely feel like doing so, the choice is yours. But you are still the CEO. You just choose to totally trust somebody else with your money. In our marriages, do we totally trust our spouse with all of our money, or do we be actively involved? Then maybe you should be actively involved in your 401k portfolio. Anyway, keep it moving. Lock in gains gradually. Lock in gains gradually. basically the same thing as taking profit. As your position is running up, then you got to be able to lock in your gains. If you don't sell, then the gain is not really locked in, right? You may hold it long enough to become a bag holder, right? Um, the saying is true. Bears make money, bulls make money, hogs get slaughtered. A bear could hold on to something too long till he become a hog. A bull can hold on to something too long till they become a hog. And hogs get slaughtered. Meaning you could have a position, let's just say, for example, Tesla. You could have a Tesla position and you could be 10,000 up in profit. And you don't take any profit at all. You don't take 20% off the table. You just let it run. So it run from 10K up to 11K up to down to 9K up to down to 8K up to down to 7K up. Yeah, you still up in profit, but you never taking any profit. Next thing you know, you negative 900. Now you mad. You the CEO of your own portfolio. At some point, you got to lock in some of the gains. Okay, keep it moving. Reduce exposure as price extends. Again, that's scaling out, reducing your position size, reducing your exposure to the risk of that position going the other way, turning from green to red. I don't know about you, but I don't like that. Oh, keep it moving, Christopher. Leave room for continuation, right? So as you take profit along the way and you leave some of that profit in dry powder, in capital, in cash, in your portfolio, so if it begins to take a dip, you could put some money back in. You can leave room for the position to continue to run. So there's a saying far as you could leave the position running with house money. So let's say you have $1,200 into a position and your money doubles. So it go from your 1,200 is double to 2,400, and then it go up, it double again, so 3,600, right? Excuse me. And so you begin to scale out, right? So you take some of the money off the table, leave it in capital, cash, in your portfolio by selling some of the position, right? And then let's say it runs back to that same price it was at, that same total. Let's say you was up 3,600 and you take $1,000 off the table, right? And a few days, a couple of weeks later, it's back up 3,600. So you take another 1,000 out, right? And then you take another 1,000 out, right? So let's say you still have 2,000 in the position. You only initially invested $1,200. So you've pulled 3,600 out and you still have 2,000 in. That's our house money. You've taken out your initial investment and nice profit on the side, and it's all sitting in cash. So you're allowing continuation for the position to continue to make you some profits, right? So scaling out protects your progress. Scaling out protects your progress. If you choose not to scale out or not to scale in, and you choose not to protect your progress, you choose not to protect your capital, you just let your overall numbers go up and down, the choice is yours because you are the CEO of your own position. Okay, the real benefit. Less emotional distress. Less emotional stress, less regret, more structure, more survival. I don't know about you, but I like less stress in my life, right? I don't know about you, but I don't like regret, right? I love structure because structure has been good to me for a few decades in my life, so I just love structure, right? And I love surviving in the game of life. In every area of life, I like surviving, right? So, in closing, I don't try to be perfect. I try to be positioned. I tried to be prepared. And hopefully you're prepared as well. So if you will, please hit that like, please hit that subscribe, share it with someone who could use it, right? I've been looking over the last few days. I'm getting some pretty good viewers watching everything, but we stingy. We stingy with tickling that like button, right? We stingy, but so the choice is yours. I appreciate the support. You guys take care and be blessed continually, my friend.